One of the worst kept secrets in the motorcycling world is finally out. Royal Enfield's Super Meteor 650 has finally broken cover at EICMA 2022. And we are pretty excited with what it's packing. But before we go ahead, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification icon, because cool content from the floors of Milan is dropping right here on ZigWheels. No prizes for guessing where the design inspiration for the Super Meteor 650 came from. Big American cruisers and its smaller sibling, the Meteor 350. Now the circular headlamp, bulky fuel tank, the iconic triangular side panels with the traditional subframe design, even the balanced rear mudguard are all identical to the 350cc urban cruiser. While the design similarities are evident, you will notice a higher level of detailing and finish on the 650cc bike. The cast aluminium switch cubes particularly look fantastic, as they come with the same rotary switches that you find on the new J series bikes. And the same brushed aluminium metal finish continues with the triple clamps, the triangular headlight mounts, the headlight nacelle, the front mudguard brace, as well as the throttle body covers. The black anodized finish on the engine crankcase covers are just like the SG650 concept shown last year at EICMA. And hopefully they will not suffer the same decolorization or pitting effect that we found on our long-term Interceptor or Continental GT650. Lastly, how can you have a Royal Enfield without chrome? And the same shiny treatment is given to the revised exhaust system. Royal Enfield will offer the Super Meteor 650 in 7 colors, 3 of which were shown at EICMA: Celestial Red, Interstellar Green and Astral Black. The bike will also be offered in 2 variants, Standard and Tourer, the latter one getting a windscreen and a backrest as standard. Considering its premium positioning, Royal Enfield has kitted the Super Meteor 650 out with a few firsts. Firstly, it gets an LED headlight, which appears to be bright and has neat detailing. It also borrows the same semi-digital console from the Meteor 350, and the tripper pod, well, that's standard on this bike. Now, it isn't a big step up considering modern bike standards, but by Royal Enfield levels, it is a significant step up from the likes of the Interceptor 650 and the Continental GT650. The 648cc twin-cylinder motor first came around on these 2 motorcycles. And even on the Super Meteor 650, it makes the same 47 PS and 52 Nm. On the Interceptor, we found this motor to have its ideal sweet zone at 120 kmph. So expect the same levels of cruising effortlessness on this bike as well. It will not be as lively as the Interceptor or Conti though, as it weighs quite a lot more. But more on that in a bit. Coming to the next first for a Royal Enfield, the Super Meteor 650 gets a 43mm USD fork. That's right. But the suspension travel here is 10mm less than the Meteor 350. So expect it to have a slightly firmer ride. Revisions to the bolt-on dual cradle frame include a raked out front end and new forward set foot peg mounts. While the Super Meteor 650 does get twin rear shocks and they are also preload adjustable, they aren't gas charged like the ones on the Interceptor 650. And given the limitations of this format of motorcycles, the ride is bound to be similar as we found on the Meteor 350. A little firm. Now in typical cruiser fashion, the Super Meteor 650 rolls on a 19/16-inch forged alloy wheel setup that have a unique design. Interceptor and Conti owners, do you feel a bit left out? Are you dying to get hands on alloy wheels for your bikes? We feel your pain, but hang in there. Now these wheels come wrapped with specially designed Seat Zoom Cruise tires, with the rear tire being the chunkiest ever fitted to a Royal Enfield motorcycle. While the 320mm front disc brake setup is the same as the other 650s, the rear gets a larger 300mm rotor to bring this juggernaut to a halt. Propping the Super Meteor 650 up on the center stand is going to be a Herculean task, as the bike weighs 241 kilos. That's 39 kgs more than the Interceptor. The majority of the weight can be attributed to the USD fork, alloy wheels, and the revised chassis. And the larger 15.7 litre fuel tank also counts for a small gain in heft. Thankfully though, this fuel tank should help you extend your saddle time by a fair bit. And if the engine turns out to be as efficient here as it is on the Interceptor, you are ideally looking at a range of a little over 500 kilometers on a single tank full of gas. Now the seat height is a low 740 mm, and with wide back swept bars and forward side foot pegs, the riding posture should be comfy as well. This low slung approach does also come at the cost of poor ground clearance of just 135 mm. So be prepared for belly scrapes over our gnarly speed humps. That's all the dope we have on the Super Meteor 650. We'll be bringing you a closer look of the cruiser from Ridermania 2022 on November 18th, which is when the bike is scheduled to make its official India debut. As for when you will be able to get your hands on one, well, that's going to be sometime next year. And as for Europeans, you'll be able to get your hands on this bike sometime around March to May 2023. Prices for this bike are expected to begin at Rs 3.25 lakh onwards. So is it going to be part of your New Year's purchase? Do let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to ZigWheels and hit that bell notification icon for when that detailed walk around video from Ridermania drops on our channel. Speaking of which, we will be at Ridermania. So if you spot Arun or I there, make sure to stop by and say hi. Do follow us on our Instagram channels, and until next time, see you at Goa.